Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not first and for make up what I seen to. Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might go and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, you might go and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big him and show one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
I know I can be what I wanna be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I can be where I wanna be. In an era where you can literally draw yourself out on paper, take it to a doctor, they can cut you, pull you, stitch you, suck you out, glue you back together in that perfect frame that you have drawn for yourself. Is it then an odd question to ask, is Juliet Wholeness a he male or a she male? We also have a lot of questions to ask Dr. Drunker this morning about his preparedness for the upcoming hurricane. And we will flip through YouTube to find whatever latest update we can for you on hurricane or tropical storm Melissa. Morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us this morning right here on Global TV. Lovely to have your support. As always, welcome one and all. Welcome. Let us get into it. Debbie Jervis TV, good morning, and welcome. Marcia Essay, good morning. On a call Juliet, you know. Call Juliet. We want to ask her who she had church shades for. Because we see Juliet church shades, you know. Debbie and me don't know why TikTok hold you good morning every time you say good morning. I don't know what do TikTok, you know. TikTok have a teen for me like me, and TikTok asleep with the same somebody. When I call Juliet Wholeness, we're going to argue with certain girl this morning. And you know, my mouth in the busting phase. Because as I said, when you're dealing with pigs, you have to prepare to wallow in the mud. As long as you know you can wash off and turn up back on 2 foot when you're done. Yeah. Hold on, let me do my continue roll call Marcia. S.A. Norman Ferguson, good morning. Joan Pine Colleen, good morning, good morning. Judy Roberts, good morning. Pamela Acola, Richard Reed. Who else is there? Yes, Renice Nicholson, Laverne. Morning, Sheena Kelly. Empress Deb, how you doing? Is it Dulcie Lane? Arlene Scott. Joan Genius, Donette Harriet. Morning all. Gloria Jones. Speak Your Mind. Morning. TikTok. Debbie and Debbie. Charmaine Tucker. Courtney. Claudette. Jean Benz. Unique Jojo. Good morning and welcome to what could be Claudette RCS Blues. What could be a bus mode session? Because I don't know how to answer Juliet. Who do I start with first? Do I start with Juliet? Or I can go just all over them. Juliet Wholeness, though, said something. On the feet, you know, and make sure it irritated. It irritated, you know. If it irritates me, and sometimes it's kind of hard for me to get rubbed. Speaker of the House says, opposition walk out. A breach of parliamentary decorum. Altia. And I don't know I run come out, come hold me back. I kill Carter. Morning. Colleen Williams. No, run come out, come hold me back. Juliet Wholeness says, rub your eye and see if your eye fool you. By then somebody will run, come out, come hold me back. Rub your eye and see if at the eye at the D word. House Speaker says opposition walkout, a decorum, a breach of decorum, of parliamentary decorum. A breach, she said, of parliamentary decorum. Somebody hold me back this morning. The chicken and the egg, Miss Holness. Miss Ho, or you want us to call you careless gal, Parliament what left, Parliament jump over, Parliament dustbin. How do you want us to address you this morning? Decorum. Decorum, she says. The egg or the chicken, Miss Holness? Which comes first? Which one comes first? The egg or the chicken? When the PNP walk out, and let's pull the two words apart here. There's quorum and there's decorum. Quorum meaning Parliament cannot function because the constituted or required amount of members are not present in Parliament, which is 16 people plus the Speaker. Somebody hold me back this morning. In last year's budget presentation last March, budget presentation, the tail-lapping prostitute of a lapdog of a prime minister walked out of our honorable house in the middle of the opposition budget presentation. You could make up the words coming from this bitch. You really couldn't make it up. Maybe in a fictional novel. Not a word was said. Parliament then, Juliet Holness, was left without a quorum because the People's National Party only had 14 people at the time, lacking the 16 plus the Speaker. And then I hold me back. So there was breach of quorum and decorum then, March 2024. Juliet Holness said nothing because the Prime Minister walked out because he thought Mark Golding criticized his wife. Yes, that same Nigel Clark's bitch who you say, don't touch Juliet. Yes, that one. This same harlot, Delano Civil Rights bitch, after muzzling our Parliament, this sordid harlot, this trollop, the PNP breached decorum. Do you understand what you said? Did you mean what you said? Or are you just playing politics? But can you play politics in a day and age where we have everything written in the cloud? Juliet, dunce, backwards, Holness. You come to Parliament with a wife, Finance Minister Walla Walla over you and gone. Now come Edmund Bartlett Jr. turn MP Dede in front of Andrew Holness a walla walla over you. So you see, when girl powerful for her husband here so and side boy there so, girl bright, girl rude. Isn't that the behavior of the bitch sitting in our parliament? Because we cannot describe Juliet Holness other than a bitch. This is the behavior continuously. I mean, what nobody tell me I'm rude. We're talking to a pig. All right? We are talking to a pig. We cannot describe Juliet Holness other than a bitch. It is the behavior, it is the classic, you can go and report with dirty, nasty, green arm, don't be the hungry belly, KFC, sell yourself, short labor rights. You don't need to be here from the stop report my page. Juliet Holness is a bitch. Well, I think we can settle on that, can't we? We can all settle on that. If she wants to be addressed otherwise, then she might want to display other behavior. As Jamaica Carlos would say, two different ladies, same mannerism. And everybody knows that everyone Wilmington is the old cesspool, shit pit of parliament. We know that. Juliet Holness become worser. Now, let me show you why we cheat Juliet Holness the way this bitch ought to be cheated. On that same day, we are going to listen now to the interaction between herself and Everard Warmington and how humble she were, how much she were creeping under his feet. Una don't want we talk about the biasness coming from this sordid old slut?
English and English only. I have no idea what he's saying, and I'm entitled to understand what is being said in this house. But I don't speak Spanish, and this said I must hear it in English. Okay?
Jamaica siga siendo un buen vecino y amigo a la gente y el gobierno cubano. Nuestra historia y amistad ha sido lleno del apoyo de Cuba en muchos aspectos, especialmente.
Hold on a moment, member from St. Catherine Southwest. Hold on a
moment, member from South St. Catherine. Now, take your seat. Take your seat. She couldn't do that.
Were suspended in order to allow. No, not only, member. I'm not sure if you had stepped out of the chamber at the time, but leeway was granted by the Speaker to allow specifically for him to speak in Spanish, to speak in a language. Yes, member.
Don't cut up my mic. Don't cut up, please.
Member, I did not turn your mic on at all. Could you start from the beginning?
I'm not aware of what he's saying. I don't speak Spanish. Understanding all that is written. For this house, you must speak in English and English only. I have no idea what he's saying, and I'm entitled to understand what is being said in this house by any member. I don't speak Spanish, and this said I must hear it in English. Okay? Are you supposed to learn Spanish and come back?
Thank you for your intervention, member. So, members, he is correct in respect of the language allowed by Standing Order 6. However, the member asked previously and member, so he would have to speak in both language, English, and the same would be said in Spanish.
For anyone who is confused as to why the girlfriend of Patrick Bailey, Lady Terry Long Bailey, was speaking in Spanish, there were Cuban representatives in the gallery. That was the purpose for his address in Spanish and English. So I hope no one is confused by that. Now you see the different behavior. And coming from the speaker, a speaker who ought to be a referee, who ought to be impartial. She will creep under the labor rights. She will give the labor rights leeway, but treat the People's National Party MPs like their children. If you've watched what took place in Parliament, Territory, how you do? If you watch Opal Watson Wagwan, if you watch what happened in Parliament on Tuesday, it's hard to come up to the conclusion that Juliet Holness isn't a bitch. That if you go over social media, lots of people is tearing into her flesh on social media. Not necessarily PNP supporters. There are independent voices out there who are asking, who does she think she is? Does she think this is her living room? A lot of us are asking that question out there. And we, the people of Jamaica, ought not to allow Juliet Holness to sidestep us. If the PNP can take it to them, the nation should. If the People's National Party is afraid to wallow in the mud with them, the nation should. Because if you're going to use Tuesday as a way going forward, we're not going to get no way forward. We're not going to get no question answer. Instanani, wagwan, the wagwan. We're not going to get no problem, no question answer. We're not going to get no headway. So the PNP have to step up the fight. Walking out of Parliament is not enough. The Jezebel, the harlot, the witch, the bitch is still on that chair. She has that power. Playing with the mic like she play with Andar. Pardon my expression, but this bitch makes me angry. She makes me angry. And she should make the nation angry as well. Because we are heading into a hurricane where we are blindfolded. We couldn't get to ask the right questions. We don't know anything about money because the government, I mean, hear one argument say the western side of Jamaica where the government not see it as a threat to the storm, as a threat to them, don't allocate funding, and allocate funding for Western Jamaica. So what if this storm decide to shift in course as it's been moving in a cantankerous way? What if they decide to move and then Western Jamaica get hit? Shouldn't it be that all 14 ADPEM and municipal around the country is given the same support? Isn't it that all the municipal corporation around the country need to do drain cleaning to alleviate the flooding and all of that, they are to blame for. She was not supposed to. Their PNP should have protested. Beat and teach. The PNP needs to do more. The walkout was not enough. She's going to be there still. I hold the view from day one when Angela Brownberg put that statement out and we see them come a parliament, come dilly-dally. I'm of the view, and I told you all several times, the People's National Party have a last resort tool that they can use against the government. Andrew Holness did a similar thing to Portia Simpson in the Richard Azan situation, where he refused to sit in parliament with the Simpson administration unless Simpson get rid of Azan. Labour right on a stop report my platform. Anytime they report my platform, the views just drop. So I'm of the view that the People's National Party must use their last resort tactics. Refuse to support the Prime Minister legislative agenda. Even refuse to sit in parliament. Juliet Holness is there. We, the country, who know that this is a conflict of interest, who know it's nepotism, who know administratively it is wrong. Karen Wagwan, know that it is wrong. We will support them. But walking out of parliament is not enough, because the same turning off at mic will happen at another session. The same shouting down of the nation's question will happen at the next session. So that's not enough. The PNP must go harder. She played these very same behavior in the last parliamentary session, blocking the release of reports, preventing the People's National Party from asking questions. Her husband walked out of parliament. Mark Golden have to go up on the corner of Duke Street, go finish his speech. And this bitch have the nerve. Mr. Mark Golden breached parliamentary decorum, parliamentary dignity. I don't even like the word decorum. Mark Golden breached parliamentary dignity. Mark Golden, she says, breach parliamentary dignity. Me not listen to one the nasty Cliff Hughes beat and teach. If people not click the nasty girl they and put it out over YouTube or so on, me not really know what come in now listen to them. When we have stick to Facebook and see what them post media wise, but to actually listen to them if it not get over TikTok, me not hear. Did you listen Cliff Hughes? Was he said about Marky G? No, highlight me when he said, because honestly, me not have the time for the bitching that come from over Lady Bachelet. Really don't have time for it, because me don't know how somebody will hold up themselves in a journalistic light and journalistic credential becomes a big yard of fish and sissies. Because that's what Nationwide turned into, you know. A big yard of fish and sissies. Let's take a break and join you back soon.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone. And it pick a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone. And it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear not hear. They only sit aside a rub and cheat and not press the floor. Make up what I seen.
You know that morning after pill Pastor Noor, which the man over Cliff Hughes called Pastor Nora. Cliff Hughes have taken a Pastor Noor in his journalistic professional, because Cliff Hughes journalism professional and credential has been aborted. Never bear fruit. Just them hate the internet, you know. They hate the internet, but the belly where Cliff Hughes are, the stomach where Cliff Hughes are careful Mark Golden and the PNP. And that's my belly, you know, because his career has been aborted. So it's postpartum. Cliff Hughes is suffering journalistic postpartum. And that he must suffer. Because he thinks sucking into the PNP like sucking in a fish head is going to give him journalistic credential and credibility, or credibility rather, not credential, credibility. Dead horse is dead horse, Cliff Hughes. No matter how you beat a dead horse, it is most highly unlikely for you to see a dead horse get up and start run. That is mainstream media, Cliff Hughes, including you. I have always been advising you all, get onto the vlogging road. It is where it's at, in the palm of your hands. Yes, me know say, when I try to come over here, come run with Justin. I mean, this is why me journalists and entertainers wanna do over here. When on one John Crow, journalists and entertainers, when Ono John Crow alone did have the camera and the microphone itself, Ono talk amongst one another. Now we find a tree in the big yard for sit down under, and the whole of now come under big tree. I try to re-celebratize and re-emerge on yourself over social media. Come on, calm down. Calm down. Fame is like age. I want to fucking blind, you know. One thing to say, fame is a all life thing. A age alone a all life thing. Fame is like age. It go up, it hit a peak, and then it turn back down. You ever hear them say once a man, twice a child? That's how the celebrity world works. But because we're not so greedy, because we waste no time showing off panwe with debts. Because most of those celebrities, especially when the one that turn broke now, and I try to run with just over social media. The only reason why Cliff not broke is because the Jamaica Labour Party helped Cliff Hughes helped the Jamaica Labour Party to launder money, so him earn well out of it. So the rest of journalists and entertainer, step back and come out with space. When I did have the mic and camera, we never push up in our We never tangle up on our foot. Go on back on the radio and TV. Over there, so journalism there. You saw vloggering. Not suitable for over. Skin too thin for over here. So over here, so not regulated. Have to work in a regulated environment where people have to take care of no ego and mind no bruises. Over here, so no so. No, over here, so. A rough and tumble choke against wall and throw down a galang in. Uno journalists, you Cliff Hughes and Emily Shields and so on, we fasten up on the head in a Mark Golden backside. When you now go try to compete with Zara Burton, because John Crow, I know we don't know if you compete with, you know. Dirty Cliff. Jamaica's Diddy. Uptown Diddy. Oil down the baby oil party. Cliff Hughes. Yeah, the 31st of December party. Over Yasso. A Fiwi. You don't need to stay in the area where ego don't get bruised. That's why they have regulations in what they call mainstream media. Go compete with Zara Burton. Now come compete with who dunce. We don't know if you ask question. We don't know if you come out, come cuss and carry on. Isn't it? So I don't know, all of a sudden, we now come compete with we, and then we left Zara Burton alone over there, so. I ask, what is happening? Where are my so-called colleagues? So we don't mind Cliff Hughes. Cliff Hughes is working to keep himself afloat. Cliff Hughes was planning to go bankrupt and change name when PNP win, because him knows that he would have to fuck up with money. None of them not talk about what Andrew do to the country. The $32,000 a week. You all who voted for the $32,000 a week, I hope you pray, I hope you prepare for the competition with Uno and the robot. Because you know what? The robot can work for longer and for less. Vote Jamaica, choose JLP. Me and me charge, voting for Labour. Oh yeah. Those are the things that Cliff is not talking about. Cliff don't want to talk about the 700 million a year executive. Cliff don't want to talk about the $800 million. Cliff don't want to talk about the 50% discount that Royal Reed got. Cliff don't want to talk about Andrew Holness's silent or Andrew Holness's green light to Donald Trump continuous extrajudicial massacre in the Caribbean. He doesn't want to talk about those things. As so-called mainstream journalists, Cliff Hughes don't want to question those things. Jamaican journalists, they call themselves mainstream, don't want to question those things. Don't want to highlight the dangers around you. But as soon as Mark Golden shit, then Cliff Hughes run all over the whole country. Mark Golden just pulled himself. I don't want to listen to Cliff Hughes, you know. Because if for me, if you listen to Lady Bachelet, for me alone, Cliff Hughes would have gone on a back road. Me don't know, Cliff Hughes would have looking at G-string. But he would have to go on a back road, go walk hard, pani our back. But I don't will listen to Cliff Hughes. Make Cliff Hughes can continue to flatter. I won't give him the time of day. If people don't post them over TikTok, Me no see her here. Coming out waste my time. Not wasting my time to go over there for no reason at all. Oh, this old other drunken harlot. He is just rolling over and sucking Donald Trump's big toe because his whatever he had in his pants wouldn't be anything much than a big toe would be, as Tommy Daniel and others said. Rolling over, sucking on Donald Trump's big toe. This woman, this Kamala, what's it or other, she is the drunk of CARICOM. And Andrew Holness is a danger to the region. You may not understand the danger that these two is playing, but they're playing a dangerous game. I try to highlight the game they're playing for you. This drunken bitch gave Donald Trump the green light to use Trinidadian territory to put his what's it or other on to launch attack at Venezuela. We know by now at least 2 Trinidadian fishermen have been assassinated in Donald Trump's illegal tirade. The same old bitch again is saying to Donald Trump, she's saying to CARICOM, you should take Donald Trump deportees. You know, Donald Trump is just lifting up people and dropping them just about wherever who will accept them. Donald Trump will drop them. This is what this bitch is saying, that CARICOM should allow Donald Trump to reinstitute slavery. Hey, calm your fucking self down. I don't think people understand the slavery context and connotation to all of this fuckery that is going on, which they are encouraging Donald Trump in. Then you have Andrew Holness, who went to the United Nations, who, rather than dealing with the issue as people like Colombia did at the United Nations, Andrew Holness went there, gave support and green light to Donald Trump's argument by declaring wars and gang, which will encompass the narco trafficking which Donald Trump is alleging. Don't they make you angry? Andrew Holness is silent as the leader of CARICOM. As the chair of CARICOM, Andrew Holness is silent on the matter. Kamala is inviting Donald Trump. Use me. Do you see how the region is being set up for danger? When I come back later, there's 2 Gleaner articles I need to read. I don't have time to read it now, because I need to go on to Tufton, where PJ Patterson and people like them is speaking of the silence of the silence. Andrew Holness, though, still haven't heard a word. Not a single word. Akel Carter, how you do? Not a word heard by Andrew Holness. And we don't think Andrew Holness is going to hear diddly squat. Now, today is the day when Mega Mart protest walk for Jaden will take place. We'll keep our eyes on the media and the development of the weather and whatever is going on, even though as soon as I finish this show, I need to go and run a few weekend errands, like paying hurricane tax to Jamaica. I'm sure a lot of us already start paying our hurricane tax. Don't know about you. But I have to go run out and do a few errands, so on and so forth, and then come back to monitor the space to see what's going on down in Mandeville. Where is the Croft? That one. That one says, that one, hold on there. Pull up me. What's it is public hospitals in emergency mood as storm looms. I dealt with this partially last night, but failed to ask the minister a few questions. Minister Barbarita. Barbarita or Dulcimina, which are you? The minister said all hospital across the island is on emergency mood. The minister also is sending home patients who are non-critical and who does not require, and those on the like elective surgery list. But there are other things that is of importance to the people of Jamaica, like the state of and preparation of infrastructures and facility to weather the storm. Minister, please send a notification when you can't come back. All right, Debbie. So we want to know, Dr. Tufton, infrastructure and facility in our readiness and preparedness that you described. Could you give us an update on such? Like, is the air conditions working? Do you have a backup system for your air condition for power outage? What is the water supply like, Dr. Tufton? Do you have water, adequate water supply should the hurricane come? Because this is not going to be a 24, 36 hours hurricane. If it comes, it's expected to linger much longer. Emergency power for operating theater and so on and so forth, Dr. Tufton, when power go out, because we know that is a possibility in the hurricane. Given also, Dr. Tufton, we see how saturated the island is and how easy it is for flooding to occur. Is there any flood protection mechanism for our hospitals, especially our major hospital, which, if things get critical, will have a lot on their hands to do? Is there any flood protection mechanism in your readiness and preparedness, Dr. Tufton? So, with the bit and teach, if Miss serious, no, these are the questions that they need to answer us, and these are the things we need to answer them. Is there preparation made to batten down the hatches? Sharon, how you do? Batten down the hatches where possible. If water supply is disrupted, is there enough water storage on site? These things matters because we have to make sure we're prepared. Now, you said the hospital is operating on an emergency, Dr. Tufton. Operating on an emergency is one thing. There are other things, though, Dr. Tufton, when it comes to operating on an emergency in a situation where we have a storm, one that have devastating effects. Is our hospital equipped with the diagnostics, ventilator, plasters, injection, X-ray capacity? Because if that case arrives, Dr. Tufton, and we cannot diagnose, operate, and do the critical life savings, what would the word emergency means if we cannot do the job in an emergency? It is why last night I gave you a bit of leeway when it comes to sending home patient in order to prepare bed space should we have a scenario where we need to treat a lot of people for critical injuries or so on and so forth. Given or underfunded, underdeveloped healthcare, not really underfunded, underdeveloped, and stolen out healthcare, then we know say if we're expecting such a scenario, you want to make sure that if the case, you don't want to have a pile up at hospitals with nowhere to admit or treat people. So this is why I understand that context and give him a bit of leeway on, because even under normal circumstances, we have a massive bed issue. So I don't like the guy at all, cannot stand him. But I have to be honest. Because if the worst happened and he did not have a measure in place, we're going to hang, draw, and quarter him. But is the hospital equipped, though, Dr. Tufton, to deal with emergencies? Can we, if a patient come in with serious injuries, can we be able to x-ray them, do MRI or CT scan? Are we able to put them on life-saving oxygen and all of those? All of these things are necessary for hospital working in an emergency. When foreign hospital depend emergency alert, Dr. Tufton, we have a whole heap of big trolley where you call them skipped, where it pack up with all sort of different medical equipment, all different sort of medical and clinical equipment. Those are the things that when hospital under emergency alert, those equipment that are in stockpile, now they come down and they are settled at a place where they are easily accessible. Do we have anything like that, Dr. Tufton? Because operating under emergency, Dr. Tufton, is not just about emptying bed and wait for the worst to happen. It is about making sure, Dr. Tufton, we can save lives. So, even though I give you a little leeway when it comes to discharging patients, I'm still concerned. Our hospital, do they have the adequate medical supply? Do they have the adequate protective equipment? Do they have enough food and water to last staff and patient if we are in a situation where we are in a flood where people cannot leave site for a while? Is there a plan, because this is an ongoing galangin in a Jamaica and a whole, but does local government as well as the NHS, the health service, have a coordinated plan for waste disposal to minimize bacteria and germ in the aftermath of an election? What your sub-name? Hurricane. There's a lot of questions that Dr. Tufton need to answer in this readiness bullshit that him put out? Is the oxygens in a working, in a readiness capacity, Dr. Tufton? Is the hospital in a readiness capacity to treat and save life? Not just to collect people and pronounce them dead, because that's what the normal do. Desmond McKenzie that foreign, come like on a blind. One of the say, what's it or rather, he joined online at yesterday, then come at the bully podium. Yeah. He joined online. The minister is abroad. Let's see, wait, if all of that was based, one would go the hospitals are desert, try nothing there. Murder. Well, the source of word emergency. The source of emergency word, don't cut it for us, because we know in an emergency situation, there's a level of preparedness in an emergency situation which is foreseeable, as in a storm. It's not an earthquake which just badam and it creep up on you. So a storm, there is foreseeability. So it gives you time to prepare. You live in the zone. But hear me talk like Beryl not just gone with you. Me fucking fool or something, you know. God know me think me a fool sometime. Or think to say a foreign people me a talk to. And will there be psychological support? And doctor. And I think, I don't know if we do. Shouldn't we, though, in every May in Jamaica, we do what is called a training drill with the police, the JCF, JDF, JCF, JDF, JCF, fire service, ODPEM, and the the whole of and local government. They need to all do what is a coordinated training drill, parish by parish, the different disciplinaries that constitute within a parish, the police, the health department, the fire department, the soldier, and all of them, they all the local hospital, the local clinic, they all do. And why I suggest this May of every year is because our hurricane season starts June. So May would be a good time to have that training drill where everybody is being refreshed as to how we operate in an emergency. So people are grounded on their feet in that scenario rather than be frightened and all over the place. Shouldn't we, if we don't have something like this, shouldn't we? Susie Q, how you do? Shouldn't we, if we don't have something like this, Stacey, and how you do morning? Afternoon to you, Wagwan. We should have, if we don't have something like this already, we should, because we live in the zone and we often, well, I can't understand how come the JDF and JCF were missing from the press con. That is a thing. But you notice, Norman, that JPS can't tell we say Andrea Fletcher, how you do. JPS, the only thing me hear from JPS, prepare yourself to pay a higher light bill. Prepare yourself. You remember anything what JPS say? Because The bullshit of all of them I talk about. We are ready and we are prepared. Fuck off, you silly fuckers. It was the same thing you said when Beryl was approaching, and the country popped down, and it took an awful lot of time to get it back together. So no, don't come frighten me. Yeah? Don't come frighten me with a readiness story. Because we know nothing don't go so. Because when the country fall apart, look how long it take to get back light. Look how long it take to get back water. We did all have to dig with own lampposts, hold them, forget the lampposts, then put back up. All the clinics are on lockdown. That was not a press conference, it was a skit. May I tell you, Debbie? As me say, I come out, come lecture we. Them shut we down in a parliament first thing on Tuesday. Tuesday, they shut me down in a parliament. And then Thursday, they come to the bully pulpit contest. Hey guys, now listen up. It is how it's going to be. Swish, swash, swish, swash, swish, swash. And the Churchill dog looking Dana, the Churchill puppy, the Churchill puppy come to the podium with a whole twaddle of bullshit. The only thing I took away from that is JPS telling us, prepare yourself for higher electricity bill. When it's time to blow over, we're not going to have money for buy food, you know. Let me take a break. My doctor keeps calling me.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat and not first and four. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked.
Sorry about that. It was just my doctor calling me, reminding me of an appointment I have for Monday coming. But the source of emergency word is not enough. The country is moving into a hurricane, which we are told could bring historic rainfall and flooding to Jamaica. Even if the Prime Minister was in hell, I'm sure the devil is using internet and smartphone by now, because the devil's always up to date. I mean, Benjamin Netanyahu uses the internet and smartphone, doesn't he? So the devil would normally use such things too. I'm saying that to say this: wherever Andrew Holness is, Andrew Holness could have spoken to the nation. The nation is moving into a critical phase. The Prime Minister could have addressed the nation. It is what leaders do in critical time. Andrew Holness was nowhere to be found on Tuesday. We still don't know where he is. We still don't see us getting any redress when it comes to, when you talk about preparedness. What do you mean? Why should we, in 48 hours before the hurricane, be cleaning drain when we live in a hurricane zone? When we have 14 municipal corporations across the country, and that is their portfolio. When we have a national works agency run by Andrew Holness, mind you, with a country of block drains, and then you same one next year, February. Hey, me have to prepare for now. Next year, February, a local government election. Don't want them, make them buck up in me. Don't want them, make them buck up in me. But Dr. Tufton, you, Dr. Jankro, and the entire government have a lot of questions to answer, as we are also questioning the 2.5 million US dollars that the United Nations disbursed early this year. That's the money that they allocated for Hurricane Beryl last year, which they disbursed that money to Andrew Holness early this year. What happened to that 2.5 million from the United Nations? What support was it, Prime Minister, that you got from, because those support you got this year, 2.5 million from the United Nations. You got support from the World Food Program. You also got support from UNICEF. You also got support from the Organization of Migration. What happened to those support? What happened to the 2.5 million? Was there any of the 2.5 million spent in the recent election? Will any of the 2.5 million be used in the recovery phase should the hurricane continue its trajectory and the country feels something like Beryl or even worse? Frowns the labor rights. These are the questions of the ask Andrew Holness, because we're not going to be the hungriest. We're not going to be the hungriest after the election in the labor rights. After the hurricane, we're not going hungrier than everybody. We're hungry before it starts. And I don't know if the politician will get through the water. They can't go into the little food bag with the 1 tin mackerel, 1 bully beef, 2 sausage, 1 hard crackers, 1 cream crackers, 2 pound of cornmeal, 2 pound of flour, 2 pound of rice, half pint of oil, 1 stick of butter, 2 lasco, and what else? Anyway, they gonna pay me hurricane bill to Jamaica National, you know. I'm sure say all the old and guani, only pound will have hurricane bill to pay this weekend as well. So anyway, my people, thank you all very much for being here with us this morning on Global TV. Lovely to have your support. We need to run Gar Road, and then we need to come monitor anything going on down in Mandeville for Jaden Simmet. But before we go, we want to remind you to take all the necessary care and precaution during this storm. Make sure you follow any advice coming from the constituted authority, the police, the government, ODPEM, local government, whoever the information is coming from. Those of you who live on low-lying, flood-prone areas, such as my community, which is between the sea and the lake, please take all the necessary precaution to protect life. Do not, I repeat, do not prioritize your properties. They are essential, but they can be replaced. Your life is the main important thing, and that's what you're meant to protect. So make sure you follow all the instructions, stay close to whatever device you use to keep in touch with the world, and make sure if you live in a community which is flooded regular, if you live close to the sea, if you live close to the river banking, if you live close to a hilly area where mudslide has happened before or is frequent, be very careful. Have yourselves an amazing rest of the day. Thank you very much for being here. Join us back later when we return. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
Oh, thy peace, the God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not first the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out, I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You must throw a stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man, throw a stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man show what's good, and it brings a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.